Good morning, dear students. Once again, welcome back to our English 2 classes for class 6. In the last session, we have started the 13th chapter, that is Remembering Chadar Trek. And as I have told, it's a blog written by Arun Bhatt. In this blog, we have seen that he has written about his journey towards this Chadar Trek. Okay. The place is Chadar Trek, there he has visited, and whatever he had seen, he had experienced, he has written in a blog. Okay, so one blog I have already explained in the last session. Today we will read the another blog written by him. Okay, and in the last session I have given some question answers to write. I hope you people have written in your copy. Word meanings I have given, and the question answers, the first 4 question answers. And sorry, I forgot there to write which one to be written in copy and book. So first question, that was just like a fill in the blanks, that one you can do in your book only. Okay, so if you have already done in the copy, no problem, but if you have still not started writing, you can do the first one in the book, and from second, third, fourth and yes, 5th, that one you can write in your classwork copy. Okay, word meaning and the question number 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, you have to write in your classwork copy. Okay, now we will read the second blog written by Arun Bhatt. Okay, it was posted on May. Okay, it was posted on May 14, 2018. Nomadic shepherds of the high Himalayas. The heading is given here, Nomadic shepherds of the high Himalayas. Do you know what is the meaning of nomadic? Yes, nomadic means the people who roam around different places. They don't have permanent houses. Okay, they wander here and there. Okay, like in Hindi we say Banjara. Okay, these people, they move place to place. Okay, they go from one place to another place, they pitch tents there and stay for some time, then again they move on to different places. They are known as nomadic. Okay, and shepherds you already know, people who rear or breed sheep. Okay, so nomadic shepherds means people who rear sheep. They take their sheep from one place to another place in search of pasture land, okay, for grazing. They take their sheep from one place to another place for grazing. Okay, so here he is writing about these nomadic shepherds of the high Himalayas. Okay, so now in the next blog we will see that he has visited Himalayas. Okay, hilly area. Okay, so there he has seen different people and his encountered with different people there, that he has written here. Like us on Facebook for more stories and photography. Okay, so if you wish, you can go to his Facebook page or on his blog. You can read the stories and other. You can see the photos also. At an altitude of 14,000 to 17,000 feet in the western parts of Ladakh lives a community of semi-nomadic herders that has lived a self-sustained life for millenniums. Despite the newfound connectivity with the modern world, they have continued their wandering lifestyle that is essential for keeping their livestock well fed. Okay. Altitude. What is altitude? Altitude means height. Okay. So here he says at an altitude, at a height of 14,000 to 17,000 feet. You can imagine how much high places he has visited. Okay, that is in western parts of Ladakh. Okay, in the Ladakh area, at the height of 14,000 to 17,000, he says that lives a community. So he is talking about a community, a group of people. They are semi-nomadic herders. Semi-nomadic means for some months they roam around to different places. For few months, when they will get food and grazing land, they stay in their houses. Okay, but for other month, rest of the year, they used to move from one place to another place. So that is why they are called semi-nomadic. Means they are not full nomadic. They have their home. but for few months they move from one place to another place. Okay, herders, you know, the people who keep their sheep in a herd, in a group, and they take from one place to another so that the sheep and cows, they get grazing land. That has lived a self-sustained life. Self-sustained means, that means here it's given, able to maintain oneself without much help from others. Okay, so for millenniums, and millenniums means thousands of years, these nomadic herders, from thousands of years, without the help of any other people or outsider, without any technology, they have sustained, means they are able to live in a village, in the hilly area, high area, where very less facilities they are getting, but they are able to live peacefully and happily in those mountains. Despite the newfound connectivity with the modern world, they have continued their wandering lifestyle that is essential for keeping their livestock well fed. Okay? After many years also, now we have lots of technology. We have mobile and so many things. We are getting facilities if we live in a house, but and we have connectivity with the other world. People, those who are living on the mountains, now they can go to the towns and cities by different vehicles. So there is a connection between these villages and the towns. But these villagers, these herders, still they are living their traditional lifestyle. Though the country, the world has improved a lot, there is a modernization of everything, but still these people, these herders, they live their traditional lifestyle, and that is to wander from one place to another place, because that is very essential. Essential means very important, because if they live in one place, suppose they are living in one place only, their livestock, what is the meaning of livestock? Livestock means a herd of sheep, okay, a herd of sheep, cow or goat, okay. So they will not be able to get food for these livestock, for their sheep, because if they are staying in a one place, maybe after few months the grazing land will be over, okay, it will dry. So in search of food, it is very necessary that they should go from one place to another place. Okay, that is why, though the world has modernized a lot, but still these herders, they live their traditional lifestyle, and that is to wander from one place to another place. They move from one place to another place in search of grazing pasture or green land. My first brush with Changpa nomads happened a decade ago, when I spotted their Ribo traditional yak wool tents at a distance on the long road from Manali to Leh. They had pitched tents on the famous Mori plains far away from the road that made them look like black spots in the landscape. But smoke rising from the cow dung stubs revealed what they are. Okay, now here he is writing about an experience, an encounter which he had with these people. Okay, so he says, he's telling about a community, their name is Changpa. Okay, it's a famous traditional people living in the Himalayas, high hilly areas. Okay, so this community is known as Changpa. Okay, so he says his first encounter, my first brush means his first encounter, means the first time he met, that was a decade ago. Decade means 10 years before. Okay, it happened 10 years back, and he says that he spotted means he saw. Okay, their Ribo traditional yak wool tents. Okay, these herders, these Changpa people, they make their tents with the yak wool. Okay, yak, it's an animal, you know, you have seen it has long hair on its body. So this Changpa people, they take out these hair and they make wool out of it, and they use it as a tent. Okay, so he had seen these people living in their traditional, Ribot traditional yak wool tents, and that was a distance away on the long road from Manali to Leh. That means this Arun Bhatt, he was going from Manali to Leh, and during his journey he saw this traditional people. They were staying in their traditional yak wool tent. They had pitched tents on the famous Moreh Plains. Okay, so Moreh Plain, it's an area. It's an area that is known as Moreh Plains, a plain land, not a hilly area, but plain land, far away from the road that made them look like. Okay, so suppose the road is here and the plain was very far away from there, and they have made their tents there. So if you see something from a very far distance, that thing will look very small, isn't it? So these tents also he had seen from a very long distance. So these tents, they were looking just like a small dot. Okay, they look like black spots, means very small. Okay, on the landscape. Okay, from a very far distance he had seen. So the tents, they were looking very small spots on the landscape. But when he saw smoke, when he saw that smoke was coming out from these spots, then he realized that definitely these are tents. Smoke rising from the cow dung stubs revealed that what they are. Okay, so when he saw that the smoke was coming out, maybe these Changpa people, they must be cooking something. They are using this cow dung stuffs. Okay, they make some stuffs, this cow dung. With the cow dung they make some kind of, which we say kanda or something. They burn it, so smoke was coming out. Okay, so the smoke was coming out from there, so it revealed means that made it clear that what it is. It is not just a small spot, but actually it was a tent. Until that time I had heard time and again that there are no settlements in the highlands on the difficult road from Manali to Leh. Okay, so until that time, till that time he had not heard. Okay, I had heard time and again that there are no settlements, means okay, until that time I had heard time and again that there are no settlements in the highlands on the difficult road from Manali to Leh. Till the time he had seen people living on the Moreh Plains, he was thinking, and people said that there are no people living in those areas. But that time he had seen that the herders, they make tent and they live on those difficult areas. That was from Manali, the road, beside the road, Manali to Leh. I learned few years later that they were not here just for the warm summer months, but continue to live at high altitudes even in winters, braving temperatures of -25 Celsius and lower. And after few years, he came to know that these herders, they are not just living in these areas during the hot summer time, but they live in those Moreh Plains during the winter season also, at a high altitude, at very height also. They live during the winters, even when the temperature is very low, when the temperature is -25 degrees Celsius and lower than that. Then also these people, these herders, these Changpa people, they live there. But he says, before he had seen, he had no idea that people can live in those areas. Over the years, I had many encounters with Changpa people during my wanderings in the high altitude Changthang region adjoining Tibet. A few weeks after I first saw their tents, I had an opportunity to wander in one of their settlements in a place of spellbinding beauty. The land they had chosen was carpeted with lush green grass on a kind of soft ground where you relished walking barefoot. Small streams, springs that emerged from gaps in the ground, crisscrossed the fresh landscape. When you looked up, mountains in every direction were adorned with thick cover of snow on their peaks. The skies appeared eternally blue. Yaks, cows, a few sheep that had not made their way up the mountains, and a handful of donkeys grazed happily on the tender grass. Now he says, over the years, means as the time passed, okay, many years have been passed, and he had many encounters. Encounters means he had met those Changpa people during my wanderings in the high altitude Changthang region adjoining Tibet. Adjoining means at the side of, okay. Changthang region is just beside the side of Tibet, okay. So during his wanderings, during his visit, he had met those people many times. Whenever he is going to these areas, he had a chance to meet these people. A few weeks after I first saw their tents, okay, after 1 week when he saw their tents on the More plains, he says that he had an opportunity, he had a chance to wander, means to roam around in their settlements. Settlements means where they pitch their tents. Many herders are there. There are not only one herder, but many herders are there. They have their own livestock. So they pitch their tent in certain places. They go in a group. So they pitch their tents there, and these places, they choose such a place, that is, he says that it was one of their settlements in a place of spellbinding beauty. Spellbinding means very beautiful. The place was very beautiful. The land they had chosen was carpeted. The place which they have chosen to pitch tents, that was carpeted. Carpeted means covered. Okay, it means covered with lush green grass. Okay, the place was covered with green grass. Definitely they will choose such place because they had to feed their this herd. Okay, and it was such a soft ground where you relish. Relish means enjoy. You will enjoy walking barefoot. It was such a green grass land that people would enjoy to walk barefoot on that. Small stream springs that emerged from gaps in the ground crisscrossed the fresh landscape. And there were small streams, okay, from the ground. There were small water bodies were coming out, and they were crisscrossing, means crossing each other and going here and there. And there were fresh water coming out from the ground. When you looked up, mountains in every direction were adorned with thick cover of snow on their peaks, okay. And if you look from there up, what you will see? You will see mountains. Everywhere mountains, okay. The More plain was surrounded by mountains, and in every direction you will see that the mountain peaks, they were adorned. Adorned means it is covered, make more beautiful or attractive, okay. It was covered with what? With thick cover of snow on their peaks, okay. So the mountain peaks, they were covered with snow, and that was making the mountain very beautiful. The skies appeared eternally blue, and the sky above that place, that was full blue, okay. Eternally means, yeah, it means permanently, all the time it is blue, okay. Yaks, cows, a few sheep that had not made their way up the mountains, and a handful of donkeys grazed happily on the tender grass, okay. And these yaks, cows, and a few sheep that had there, if you see on the mountains, everywhere you will find there would be yaks, cows, and few here and there sheep. Those who are not able to climb the mountain, they will be on the ground, plain land, on the mountains. And a handful of donkeys, you will see, you will find donkeys also, few donkeys on the ground, happily grazing the tender grass. I was lost in the joy of the landscapes, wandering aimlessly, when a freak storm hit us unaware. The raindrops were thick enough to hurt, and it was so cold that my entire face grew numb in a matter of minutes. But in good time, we were called by a friendly Changpa lady into her tent and were rejuvenated with a cup of hot milk. Okay. So here the writer, the blogger, he says he was lost in the joy of the landscape. Means he was wandering this beautiful place. He was totally lost. He did not know what is going around, what was going around here and there. He was wandering aimlessly. Aimlessly means without any aim. He was so lost in this beauty that he was moving here and there. And then what happened? When a freak storm, freak means unusual and unexpected. Okay, he did not expect. Nobody was expecting that it would rain then. Then suddenly it started raining, and the raindrops, it was so thick that was hurting him. And it was so cold that his entire face, it was so cold that his entire face became numb. Numb means very cold, and he was unable to sense anything. Sometimes when you touch very cold thing, what happens? You lose the senses of your fingers, isn't it? Same way it happened with him. Okay, so we can say that he became little unconscious. Okay, and it happened in a matter of minutes. Suddenly it started, and the raindrops were so thick that he became numb. His body became numb, and then he felt little unconscious. But in a good time, but within a moment, he was saved by a Changpa lady. He was called by a Changpa lady in her tent. And there she gave him with a hot cup of milk. Rejuvenated. Rejuvenated means make someone look or feel better or younger. So, but here it means better. So, because she realized that the man is not feeling well, so she gave a hot cup of milk so that he would feel better. Okay, so for today, we will study till here only. And today also I will be uploading some question answer from reference to context. Okay, from reference to context, answer the following with reference to context. First one only I will give, so that you can complete this first one. Okay, and write your work neatly. After writing also check your answers again if you make any mistake and correct it. Okay, so take care. Bye.